Good morning. Doing another 1 John chapter 4. I'll talk about love. We're in chapter 18, or chapter 18, verse 18 this morning. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. Now I mentioned this in the car chat yesterday, but we need to make sure that we understand context here. This is one of those places where context matters a lot, because there are more than one kind of fear. The fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. That's according to multiple verses. And that fear is a reverence. It's an awe. It's an understanding that God can and will do what God said he can and will do. And therefore we have an awe for God. We have a reverence for God, a fear, because we understand who God is and what God can do. This is a fear like what the devil gives, where it says, where God actually talks about he's not the author of fear, or he's not the author of confusion, but he doesn't bring fear in this way. This is perfect love, because this is a fear of somebody hurting you, somebody doing bad things. This is the fear, like the kind of fear, like it says, that brings torment. So it's a different fear. It's not the same. And it says here, there is no fear in love. If you have fear for somebody, whether it be your spouse, whether it be another church member, whether it be a friend, whether it be just another person out there that you may be a coworker, if you have fear for that person, you do not love them. Okay? You do not love them if you are tormented to be near them. But perfect love, which is, by the way, what we're called to have, that's the kind of love that would be a fruit of the Spirit. Perfect love is exactly the kind of love that a fruit of the Spirit would have. It casts out all fear. You know why? Because we have the love of God inside of us, which means we're not really worried about what's the worst thing that can happen to us. Death, right? Death is about the worst thing that could happen, because if we're in the physical human side of it, the worst thing could happen is death, because if we die, we cease to exist. However, when you have the love of God inside you, when you've got God inside you, that casts out that fear, because what happens at death? You get to go home to heaven. You get to spend eternity with Jesus Christ. What is there to fear when that's all you have to think about? When that's all you have to look forward to? When you have to look forward to eternity with Jesus Christ, what is there to fear? There's nothing. So love casts out, perfect love casts out fear. Perfect meaning completed, wanting nothing. That's what the word perfect means. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean it never goes wrong in any way, ever, ever, ever. No, what it means is it's completed, wanting nothing. There's nothing lacking from that love. And it casts out fear. Once you have that love, you don't have fear anymore for that person or for whatever it is that you love. Okay? So it says, because fear hath torment. So, if you have fear, this is clear right here. If you fear your husband, if you fear your wife, if you fear your children, if you fear your pastor, your church, the other church members, whatever, you do not have perfect love. How do you stop fear? So the question is, how do I stop the fear? How do I get rid of the fear? I'll tell you how to get rid of the fear. You talk to God and ask Him to perfect the love in you. That love that's supposed to, the love that's supposed to love your enemies. Well, I love you. I hope this helps.